Hi, you guys. Okay, I am jumping on here to do a little training on Canva. I've had a lot of people ask me questions about it, and I am in no way, shape, or form an expert, but I can show you what I do and how I create my leaderboards, my like all the stuff that I use. There are so many different platforms that you can use to create images and graphics and all of that, but this is just the one that I have found works the best for me. You can use, there's like PicMonkey. I mean, I'm sure there's tons of other resources out there, but this is the one I use. So if you're wanting to use something similar to me, you're welcome to utilize this training in any way that it can help you. So I wanted to start out just here in the main, I don't know what you call this, just like the landing page. When you first log into Canva, you'll need to create an account. And basically what I do is I like to just create things from either the designs that they have available already. So when I do like shout out boards, I use either the social media size or there's like a Facebook post size. It's a little bit wider. An Instagram post is a nice, just like equal square. Like I said, there's just lots of different options for you, and they come with all these different layouts that you're able to use. So for example, many of you have probably seen the leaderboards that I make every single week. This is one of them, like and the basic, what do you call it, I guess, layout that I go off of. It's really, really simple to use. So to create the boxes, I just go to elements, and I believe I just do shapes and choose this empty box. And then you can stretch it and change it to whichever size that you would like. And it just makes a nice, hold on one second. Oh yeah, she's asleep. Okay. It just makes a nice box and a look that I personally like. You can do your leaderboards any way that you want. This is just how Mike has done it, and I really like the layout, and I think it looks really nice and clean. To create text, you just click on text and then click on add heading, and I'm actually going to create a new box just so I don't mess up the one that I have. And I really like that about it too. You can duplicate the image that you already have created by clicking on this little square. It says copy this page, and it will just create a new one. If you ever want to add a new page, you can do that, and it creates a blank page. Okay, so to create text, you just click on this, and then I personally like to upload my own fonts. So if you click on your brand from the home page, you can choose brand colors that you use often, fonts that you want to be your brand fonts, and then you can upload fonts that you have downloaded to your computer. So I personally like to go to, like, I Google free fonts. There's a few different websites that you can download free fonts from. I think one's called like DaFont, DAFONT, or 1001 free fonts, something like that. So I always just Google it. And Allie asked a good question. She said she uses Canva from her phone, but hasn't ever tried it on the computer. Do you always use the computer? And yes, I always use the computer. I just think it's a lot more user-friendly on the computer. I think it's hard to use on the app, but I always started from the computer, so maybe it would be the other way around for you. You can also upload logos that you use often so that they're easy to find. But yeah, so it's just kind of nice to have all of these options and to be able to upload the fonts that you want to use in your on your graphics. So it's pretty easy. Basically, you upload any images that you want to use. Here are two the images. And then you can just drag and drop them or click on them or put them in a frame, lots of different options. So you'll see that I have my logo behind. So how I get it to look like it's a backdrop, and let me see if I can even click on it. So you can move images forward or backward. It's kind of hard to click on, let's see. Okay, I think this is the image. So if you click on arrange, so you can see I'm moving it forward, but you can make it like brighter or more transparent. So I have created it so it's more transparent, so it kind of hides behind and looks like a watermark almost. And it just kind of, I think, looks really cool that you can see it, but it still doesn't take away from the words that you're putting on the page. Okay, so I wanted to show you an example of one of, I get questions a lot about like my shout outs. Oh, really quick. So the headers for Facebook, it's kind of difficult to get the right sizing. So I always leave like a little space on the top and the bottom, but I use and if you look at the sizing, let's see, right now the sizing is 810 by 450, and that's just like the regular Facebook app sizing. And that will just allow for everyone to see like all of the images when it's on the banner, if that makes sense. But I haven't found a better size yet, so I just leave that top and bottom space, and it usually will capture all the images that I want it to capture in the header. To create kind of this backdrop look, I just layer it, and then it kind of gives it a little bit of an outline. There might be a better way to do that so it makes it look kind of 3D, but I haven't found that. I haven't really looked into it super in depth, but that's kind of how, if you're wondering like, how do you get your words to look like there's a color behind it? That's how I do it. I just will click on this, press copy right here. It creates a new one. I change that color to be whatever, and then move it. And you kind of just have to kind of play with it. It's not always like perfect, but yeah, so that's kind of how I do that. Like I said, I'm not an expert, but these are just the tips and things that have worked for me. If you want to create like this little bubble, you go to elements and click on frames, and then just scroll down to the frame that you want to use. So there's circles, boxes, there's cute little grids, stars, lots of different shapes. And so you can just choose that what you like. What I like about this too is you can change the outline. So it could be like any color that you want it to be. But yeah, okay. So that's kind of how you do a really simple, pretty clean look. I do get a lot of questions about my shout outs that are like this, I guess. I don't really know. Here's one of them. So how do you create or cut out an image of yourself? I get lots of questions about that. This is not something you can do on Canva. You will need to go to PicMonkey. And I only have like a free account for PicMonkey, but what I did to learn how to do that is what did I Google search? PicMonkey cut out image, I think, and background eraser tool. So it gives you like a really good like kind of description of how to cut out the background on PicMonkey. So it tells you exactly what you need to do, how to do it. And I literally, like every single time I do this, I have to look up the instructions because I forget every single time. But you can see that they're showing you how to do it by erasing the background. And that's how you create an image. You'll save it and then upload it to Canva. And that's how you get that kind of only the image that you want to see, so you can still see the background. Does that make sense? You guys, I don't even know what to call these things because I'm not a professional at all. to get kind of these, see, you can see I like used this to create like a shadow drop. And like I said, it kind of is finicky, so you just have to like play with it. But to get these little extra glam onto your image, I will just go to Google and I'll click like, or I'll type in diamonds PNG. So a PNG file is a file that allows for you to only see the image, but the background is invisible. I don't know, clear. I don't know what you want to call it. So you can see, you can click on these images, download them to your desktop or a folder, and then when you upload them into your Canva, I'll show you an example of one. You guys are going to see all these pictures of you that I have stored in here for my images. And if there's ever a picture that you're like, I would rather you use this picture of me, then just send it to me and I will be sure to use that. So you can just see like these images, these PNG files don't have a background to them. So when you put them on your image, that's all you see is just what you want to see. Okay. So I've gone and just gotten these different various little PNG files. You can also just search like PNG. What do I call those things? Like brush strokes. And that's these brush strokes that you see behind like my letters or my words. And I think it just kind of like makes it stand out a little bit more. And those are always fun. So you can kind of go through and find some of them you have to buy. Others, I always just find free ones. You could absolutely buy them for a small fee and have them forever. But I like to change mine up a lot. And so I just always find like free brush strokes. Just make sure it is a PNG file, because that is what will create this look with, I can't grab them for some reason. Oh, right there. Okay, that's what will make it look so you don't have like the box image of the picture, okay, or of the brush stroke. Okay, what other questions? Let me think. What else do you guys want to know about Canva? Does anyone have anything specifically you want to know about how I create these different images? You guys probably think it's like something super crazy, and it's really so easy. As you can see, like I make all of our super Saturday, super weekend graphics. Oh, another really cool thing that I wanted to mention is you can choose like different backgrounds and layouts for your graphics. So like, let me delete that. So say you're like wanting to create some graphics for your challenge groups, and you're like, oh, I need like a cute background. You can choose a background that they've already created and then just delete all the stuff you don't want. So maybe you're like, okay, I just wanted to say like February. Whoa, that's not how you spell February. Okay, and then you can choose like the font that you want. You can change the size of it. You can change the look of it. Probably a little too big. You can change whatever you want so that you can make it look how you want it, but you're using something that they've already created. I do that all the time for my challenge group posts just because I think they look cute, but I don't have to spend a lot of time on it. Graphics are not something you want to be spending a ton of time on, and that's why I wanted to create this little video. It's nothing intensive, obviously, and I'm sure you can really get into it, but I want you guys spending your valuable time doing the activities that are going to give you a return, right? So inviting your power hour, making sure that you're posting to social media, making, all of these things. Those are the things that are going to give you an ROI, a return on your investment. Creating pretty graphics, that's just kind of like a cherry on top, and it makes it really fun. So, okay, so the making a silhouette of someone, you could use the free version. Yes. Jody, I don't have a paid version. I always just use the free version. It's just the eraser tool. And if you look on YouTube, there's tons of trainings. I know Melanie Mitro has one, and someone else. I don't know, Bonnie Engel maybe. But I always have just watched a training on YouTube and just followed their instructions. Do you have a time-saving tip on how to create lists of names? Do you mean like from the Challenge Tracker app? Is that what you mean? Who is Luke? I'm not seeing names on your guys' pictures, so. Oh, it's Julia. Hi, Julia. Okay, so, oh, you're talking about from the Challenge Tracker app, right? Okay, let me show you really quick. I have to move. Here, I'll just do it right here. So my Challenge Tracker portal, so you go to your portal, and if you go to, let's see, participants, I think, hold on. There is a filter you can set, and I honestly have my, I have my assistant do this, and I just looked at how to do it, and now I can't remember. This is an old group. Let me look and see. I don't know why it went to that one. So let's look and see if I can do it from here. So you would go and filter, view activity from the current week, apply, and then you can see everyone who's logged, and you can filter it by workouts. Okay, so then I just go and just type in all these numbers, and that's where we get our numbers. Does that make sense? I don't even know if you can export it. You might be able to. So my assistant, sorry, I was like, what am I trying to say? My assistant will come in here and she'll filter by the week, and you can like set the date that you want to filter by, and she puts all of the workouts into our PDF that we have here in Canva, and I'll show you it really quick. So when you guys, if any of you have seen this shout out board that I've done for my group, so she just goes and then she just fills in these numbers and puts their names in here. And she does it through the My Challenge Tracker app. She just goes and does copy and paste. And I think she even somehow exports it, but that's the simplest way that I know. Is that what you were asking? Just making sure. Okay. And all of these little extras, like this is just the picture of Shaun T, is just a picture I uploaded and then just made it so it was more transparent, and it was behind all of the text. And then I don't know why this looks so funny, but
hey Melissa.
Yeah.
It's Julia. Okay. So as far as adding, like there's so many names there, do you know if she individually like
Yeah.
how I'm doing it right now, and I feel like there's a shortcut that I'm not aware of, if she individually has entered each name in a separate text and then had to change the font to the same size? And
no, so she just does them in columns. So okay. This is one column right here.
Okay.
And then she has another column, and then another column.
Okay.
And then another. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I just didn't realize you could do that. So I'll just have to figure out how to.
Yeah, because it won't, when you're typing in the names, it won't like return like in a Word doc if you had columns. It won't do that in Canva. So she just does like one column here and then just copies it and then just erases all the names and starts over.
Okay.
So it's all the same setting, if that makes sense. You don't have to like redo all the settings, yes. But they're in individual columns.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. And you guys, honestly, there might be a better way to do it. I don't really know. And if you do figure out a better way, I would love to hear it. I just haven't taken that much time to like look into it. But yeah, for sure, I think just finding what works best for you, keeping it really simple. Like I think this looks really pretty and fun, but it's very simple. It's not like anything super complex, you know. And then to download, you just click download, click the page you want to download, and always save it as a PNG is my recommendation. Okay, any other questions you guys have? I'm not sure if I missed anything. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I use. There's so many elements on here. But those are just like the standard things that I use. And obviously you can make it like any way that you want. So that's it. Super short and sweet. If you guys do have questions and you want to learn a little bit more, or you want more direction on something, or you see something that I've done and you're like, how did you do that? Reach out to me individually or in our group thread. And I'm happy to share anything with you guys. I know I've had a lot of people asking me this, so I wanted to get it on film, get you guys this tool, and help you to get recognizing and making it quicker so you're not spending so much time figuring it out like I did. Okay. All right, you guys, have an amazing day. I was going to tell you guys, I've been really wanting to train a little bit on inviting, because I get lots of questions about inviting and like how and who and what it looks like and all that stuff. So I'll probably be jumping in the team page live either today or tomorrow, depending on what's going on. But just be expecting that. Okay. All right. See you guys.